Hello, collective, and welcome to Copper Visions. My name is Antonio, and if you have just recently subscribed or are a new viewer, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to connect with me in a way that I can feel. Your engagement with the channel is always deeply appreciated, and I just felt like acknowledging that first before diving in, because this feels very, very connected to the last reading I posted, which is all about asking yourself if you are ready for a new world. And I feel like I don't even know where to start, but what could be significant already for you is having a conversation that changes everything. And literally, maybe this message is just for me, maybe it's also for you too, but I have a really strong feeling that this is for many, many people going through a lot of the same feelings, but tied to different circumstances and events. This feeling of finally coming to terms with what you have been through and that it has been worth it, yet you are done. You are done. And maybe there's going to be some time where you have to continue to do this thing, or you're going to do something with your life that's going to kind of honor all of the experiences that you've collected, I suppose. It's just a very contemplative energy, so if I seem to blank stare for a second, it's just because there's so many thoughts that I'm trying to weed through that are finally allowed to come through. And when I say that, I feel there's been a lot of resistance for this new beginning. There's been a lot of resistance because you haven't been quite sure where you are going, and you've just known what you don't want anymore. And so what you don't want is this life of maybe superficiality, just connections that prefer to stay on the surface. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently. It's just, I don't think it's who you are. And you already know that. It's just a matter of, what am I going to do about it? I've already signed up to do this thing, and here we are. And it's not necessarily the place for me to dive deep all the time. It's just a place to do the work, commit to the focus, and stay on route, you know? But now, there's something more. There's something much more that you have grown. Well, you have grown out of something and are growing into something that is way, way bigger than what you thought. So, I don't feel like I'm super great at introductions. I'd prefer to just get in, but I had to do my best with that one. So thanks for staying here. If you're ready for your message, let's get into it. Okay. Alrighty. First card that wants to come out. The Ace of Swords. This is a truth. This is a truth that you're admitting to yourself and maybe to others very soon. Wow. But for the Ace of Swords to be at the base of your reading right now, are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, Spirit. And now it's clear. Judgment. Okay. There's been part of me that's literally just been... between every sentence that I've spoken, I have been hesitant to start over again. To say, are you sure? Are you really, really sure about this judgment call? Are you sure you want to claim it? Are you really, really ready? And collective, with two cards out, you can't deny this anymore. You can't deny how much you've outgrown something. And you are ready for more. And I know I'm not super big on, and it can be confusing. Seven of Cups, it can be very confusing. But earlier when I was having trouble speaking, well, And I only laugh just because it feels like you've been oscillating between one thing and the next. And the more time you spend oscillating between a yes and a no, the more confusing you're making yourself. And I think there's a process to this. It's not like you just need to know right away, right off the bat, what you need to do, but there has been this longing for an answer, and I'm afraid you have had to be the one to make that choice, and no one else, no other influence besides you and the one you have with Spirit is going to decide what's next for you, It's about you, again, if you've been here for the last few readings, not missing the jump because you're afraid of the landing. And it's funny because since these readings have happened, I personally have experienced so many jumps that I've taken leaps. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Like literal leaps and jumps, right? As a dancer, on stage, I've been making these jumps happen, and I've landed. Some of them a little shaky, but this is more. It's more metaphorically speaking. The floor is there. You're gonna land, and so what's holding you back? Because what's lined up for you already is, I'm hearing, pure success. If you don't believe me, you've been working on this, and so I think this is a reading of ultimate confirmation. This isn't something that just popped into your mind, maybe, and you're on a journey with that, but this is something that, and now I'm kind of listening to the outside world. I feel this is something that's actually very sacred to you. This is something that you hold very deeply, that is worth protecting. And look, I'm filming this shortly after the last reading I posted, but I'm not sure when I'm going to post this, because this means that I gotta speak some truth too. I gotta do the work right there with you before sharing something like this, because it's kind of obvious where this is going, and for people who know what I do, but for you, this is showtime. Yeah, and when I say protective of it, this is the energy of the Seven of Wands. You're protecting what you've worked on, and I don't know if I said the Eight of Pentacles. You've been working on this from the Eight of Pentacles to the Seven. It's like you're protecting what you've worked on already. The lineup here feels incredibly powerful. Okay, so how do you really feel about this right now? Crossroads, Two of Swords. This reading couldn't be more clear. It's like there's multiple energies fighting over you. And also, I'm deeply acknowledging my own ability to articulate right now. It feels like there's so many emotions that I'm getting caught up in my own words, trying to articulate what's really happening. So you might feel like there's too many emotions to filter through or to let drain through you, but they're going to settle. You're going to settle, and you're going to come to the moment where everything is as clear as day. The cards are lined up already. Oh, and are you serious? The outside energy supporting you. Your support is the star. All of the healing work, all of the acknowledging of your true star power, your true, authentic, beaming, radiant self is coming to the forefront to meet you face to face. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I want to know. And you see me here just like chilling, and it's almost like I'm watching you. I'm wondering. I'm really excited for you, because if you're here, if you're resonating with this reading, you know how true this is. You can't deny it. You just can't deny it. the challenge, the Five of Wands. Fives are always probably the most difficult energies to work with. I mean, fives and sevens, and what you have here is a 5 and a 7, you know. But also, yeah, you have 2 sevens. Well, you have 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready? Action. I'm just laughing at this Five of Wands. It's like you've already been fighting this fight for so long. You don't even feel like you need to explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to this group of people who maybe have been waiting on something around surrounding you. You know what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do. I think actually none of these people are you. I would normally say that this person in the red is you, and you're kind of in charge, you're leading the way, but I think that you're dipping out, and it's not because you don't care about them or you don't care about what you're doing, but there's just something that is calling you that you know is more true for you than anything else right now in this whole world. And even if it takes you some time, even if it takes some more figuring out, 7 of Pentacles, it's fine. You know how to work. You know how to work hard. And you're going to harvest. You're going to harvest something. There's a time and place for harvest, right? In fall, right? I mean, you know, just for example, if we're speaking season-wise or maybe even astrologically. And the thing is, collective, I genuinely feel so connected to the astrology without even knowing what the heck is going on. I don't study this all the time. I haven't made the time to really get into astrology or what's really happening, but every update I see, every synchronicity that comes through, even my feed or things like that, it's like, you know, the pattern, if you have that, it's just that basically for me, it's like a better version than CoStar. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But literally woke up yesterday morning and it was like, congratulations, you've just completed a 10-month cycle. And I was like, what? And it was also so in tandem with the last reading I posted. So it's just, you are so connected to the universe, to astrology, to all the things that are happening without even realizing. And the more, sorry, so passionate, so aggressive, but like the more you allow yourself to get in sync with your natural rhythm, the more you're getting into rhythm with the universe, with what's really happening, with what's really going on, the bigger picture. So I feel like shuffling again because I want to see what now that you know this, what are you finding? The Sun and the 8 of Wands. This is like everything becoming completely unblocked, truths being revealed, negatives turning to positives. I'm seeing the yin yang, and I'm not wearing my ring, but there's a yin yang I'm seeing, and it's circling so fast. It's almost like giving Merkaba vibes, where it's like your soul star is like spinning and it's about to explode into the freedom, the expansion that you've been making. You've been making space for this thing, for this new thing, and maybe you haven't even realized it, but I think at a deeper level, subconsciously, you know you've been making space, whether that's been letting go of addictions to certain substances, I'm hearing, or relationships that you've let go of or put down. It's not even up to you really how or if you're going to come back to these or not. It's just, you know what you have to do, and then you see what is possible after that, and how you feel about it is completely up to you, right? However you want to move along with it. Ooh, yeah, and the devil. And that is clarifying that the Sun and the 8 of Wands. You have caught this devil like a deer in the headlights. You are done. You are done. And it's not to say what you were connected to was this horrible thing, but it's definitely, I'm getting an energy of there's been a belief or a mindset, maybe even in an environment that has been wanting to keep you small. And the more you have hesitated and the more you have lacked in self-trust, the more that this energy has kind of had a hold of you, maybe at night, or your anxiety or your stress. And it's like, no more. No more. You're done. What's at the bottom of the deck? Justice. I mean, come on. Come on, collective. If you're with me, you're with me. Come on. Justice? Do I even have to say anything? I mean, I just want to show you. Oh, yeah. And you know what? You're letting go of disappointment. You're letting go of disappointments. They're not even, it's not like I don't feel like you've recently had a major disappointment in your life. Like maybe part of this decision that you're making, or this move I'm hearing, has, it's been hard to talk about. Because my throat chakra is like it's kind of tightening up, or my throat's kind of tightening up, and it's hard to keep speaking. But it's like the disappointments have spoken for themselves, and the results that you are seeking are beyond where you have been. You can't do the same thing over and over and over and expect different results at this point. So you're ready. I mean, you see this person, you see the expression on their face, and you know this person, they got this cup from Spirit. Spirit was like, hey, here's this cup, and you're like, thank you, and you spent time. You know, I think Spirit gave you all these cups, is what I'm thinking. You've been at the same tree for so long. Spirit has given you cup after cup of the things that you've wanted to do with this thing, and you've drank from each cup and each cup and each cup. And then now, number four can definitely be significant, whether you're born on the 4th or just something to do with number 4. You're like, okay, you know what, there's more in this cup, but I don't want it. I don't want the rest of this. And that's fine. You don't have to always finish every single bite of food on your plate. Of course, we don't want to serve ourselves more than what we can eat. Maybe sometimes our eyes are hungrier than our stomachs. I don't know what that was. Something fell. I think it's from a room above, but I think that there's going to be some disruptions. This choice might cause a disruption. But for you, everything's going to begin to flow so much better than you think. I do want to finish the thought I was saying, though, you know, about getting more food on your plate than what you're actually going to eat. I think that you are a collective who finishes their plate. I just want to say that. In the funniest way possible. I think you finish your food, you finish what's on your plate. You know, you've maybe grown up with a family that would get upset with you, or would really, like, you know, tell you, you know, you gotta do this, you gotta finish what you signed up for, right? And at this point, you know that, but to what degree are you going to experience the same things over and over and over if you're not happy, if you're not really fulfilled, if you're not? And at one time, yes, you were fulfilled, but it feels like we're going over the same thing, circles and circles and circles, and you don't need that. You don't need that anymore. So yeah, no, it's You don't have to function off of lack anymore. Off of a lack mindset. Ooh. Wow, and I shuffled this, and the judgment card, it blew over to meet the devil. You're calling it. You're calling it out. Oh yeah. It's like angel, devil on your shoulders. And this one's been kind of in the background without even realizing. You catching them, you're saying, you know what, hey, I see you. I see you. And whether this is your guides, your ancestors, your guardian angel, the angels, helping you out to cuff up this devil and to put him where he belongs once and for all. Right? Like, you know, I mean, there's more layers to this energy, and I don't want to completely, you know, say we have to get rid of this, it's evil, it's done, you know. It's like, no, it's not like that. It's just when you catch someone stealing from you, what do? You know, you don't, and this sounds kind of crazy, you don't kill the person, contrary to maybe what's happened before, but you definitely do something about it, and you don't let them back into your energy. That's for sure. So I needed to say that, apparently. You're not joking around anymore. Oh, and I didn't even pull a card from that. I think literally just the wind needed to come through. So you might actually experience a really windy day or something like that, where something actually becomes really clear, or some event happens that only the wind could have produced. And if you're connected to spirit and connected to I'm just seeing from the last reading I did, this blizzard, this storm, all of these little droplets that you can see, but only in the light. Because if it were completely dark, you couldn't really see the droplets of water. Wow, what an energy, collective. Okay, I'm not going to read any of these, but I'm just going to go through them for what they are. Ooh, wow, okay. So the first one is the star. So just to confirm again how much of a star you are. Ooh, and you're done. You do not have to dim your light anymore. You do not have to dim your light. You got the star and the star. Like, are you serious? Serious? Ooh, maybe serious. The serious star. Serious star blessings, I'm hearing from another card. But you're not shy anymore. You might have been a little shy. And there might have been a person or some few people who have really seen you and been like, wait, you know, collective, why are you holding out? Why are you sitting on your potential like this? Or why are you know, or not even sitting on your potential. You've been working, you've been doing things for other people for so long, and now it's just your time to give to other aspects of your life where you can free yourself from this chair. I'm hearing you can free yourself. You can get off this porch and you can go do your thing. And I think there's been someone or multiple people who've been wanting this for you so bad. Like they've been really, really wanting this, and they haven't really been sure you were gonna stop working on this same thing or not. But I think you're done. Okay, we have Moonbow, Shadows, Truth, and Surprise. This card hasn't come out in a reading in a while, and when it did, it definitely had some love, but it's like seeing a rainbow at night. Moonbow, Shadows, Truth, and Surprise. Ooh, I might read that one. Okay, there's Myth, Connection, and Creativity, Constellation, and Aurora, Magic, Dance, Magnetism. So basically, what I'm getting from all these cards combined together is your energy, your unblocking, your unburdening is going to have opportunities and things and people, and it's going to flood in. it's just gonna flood in. It's gonna come in and it's gonna surprise you. And you're gonna be so happy you did this thing. You cut the cord, you disconnected. Oh my gosh, wow. Okay. I just want to read Moonbow to you and probably just call it there. I feel like I could keep going. There's a lot more to this energy, but if you want to keep, seeing where this goes, subscribe. See where this goes yourself. I'm gonna be here. I love doing this for you. I'm in love. So I hope you are too. And it's with the version of you that feels so in touch with this new beginning, with this new world. Okay. Ooh, and I believe it was just a new moon in Taurus, which I'm a Taurus rising. So you might have Taurus in your chart somewhere significant. Okay. A full moon rises on a misty night, illuminating the white arc of a nocturnal rainbow, a sight even rarer than its day-dwelling twin. Moonbows are traced across the night sky by moonlight refracting through water droplets from rain or waterfall's spray. They glow white but contain the rainbow's full spectrum, just too faint for our eyes to see. What true colors might shine in the darkness? Come on. I'm floored. I'm floored with this. There's just so many confirmations here. It brings me to life. I hope this reading has brought you to life, some aspect of yourself that has been wanting to breathe deeply for a long time. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it well. So don't even worry, don't even fret, and just know that everything's happening all at the same time. So if you feel overwhelmed, that's completely understandable. All you gotta do is take one step, one moment, one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace. Either way. Bye.